everyone. Happy Tuesday. And welcome back to Sin City Crypto. My name is David. I'll be your co-host today. And today, like every single day, we're coming at you live from our beautiful studio here in, why isn't it getting hot, Las Vegas, Nevada?
Why not?
Okay, seriously though, real quick.
Yeah.
Has this not been the weirdest, last 6 months of weather?
It's been crazy.
Snow in March.
Absolutely crazy.
April, it's 45 degrees. What's going on, Vegas? What's going on? Anyways, if it's your first time here, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, boring, and stale information and we make it fun and exciting. Speaking of fun and exciting, today we have a fun and exciting show. We're going to continue the discussion on Dogecoin, Elon, and Twitter. What it means, is it more than just a logo? Also, we're going to talk about a report by Citibank that is saying trillions of dollars will flow into the crypto ecosystem and blockchain. Where is it going to flow to? We have the report. We're also going to talk about Gucci is partnering up with Bored Ape Yacht Club. Are you going to get a pendant? And also, we have Magic Internet Money joining us in T-minus 30 minutes, 25 minutes or so. We're going to look over charts. We're going to look at Bitcoin, ETH, Dogecoin, and we're going to take a look at Bitcoin dominance and whether that's ever going to get over 50% again. So, with that being said, we have another day without Robin. I can get used to this. I can get used to it. Before we start, guys, hit the like button. We got 31 likes.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not bad for how many viewers we got. 41 people, 49 people, 31 likes. Not bad. We can do better.
Warm it up.
We can always do better. We got to warm it up. Okay.
I want to thank Jimmy for yesterday. We forgot to kind of recognize him.
Yes.
Yeah, for, he dropped some membership.
I know we get used to it because he does it every day. But Jimmy, thank you so much again for gifting 10 memberships yesterday. We failed to recognize you. I think you did it when the whole Dogecoin drama was going on. So to you, my friend, again, we thank you. As always, we appreciate you. All right, Rocco, let's get the show on the road, my friend.
Yeah, let's start.
So I mentioned Gucci. Well, there's another fashion giant that is now integrating Bitcoin. And who is that? None other than Ralph Lauren. I feel like you wear Ralph Lauren, Rocco.
Yeah, I like it. Some of this.
Some of the stuff. Okay. So this is from Bitcoin Magazine, tweeted out. Fashion giant Ralph Lauren to accept Bitcoin payments in Miami. So while our government, while our regulators, while Gary and Elizabeth and Joe and Martin Gruenberg, the FDIC president, while they're stymieing innovation in our country, there are some companies in this great country that still see value in integrating cryptocurrency and Bitcoin into their everyday business practices. And here we have it, Ralph Lauren accepting Bitcoin. So, like it or not, dude, and by dude, I mean those names that I mentioned, Joe and Gary and all those people. Like it or not, man, it's coming. It's here. So you can either fight against it and end up losing, or you can try to figure out how you can help make this, help get the space forward, help actually protect investors, regulate centralized entities, let DeFi get regulated by the code that it's written in, and everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Also, speaking of Bitcoin, Snoop D-O-double-G. Snoop Dogg. Love Snoop Dogg. He's cool, man. So he was at WrestleMania, which, by the way, I used to be a big wrestling fan, and then I found out it wasn't real. This was when I was like 13, 14.
How old you were, 8?
And I stopped watching it, yeah. But I remember I went to one at Thomas and Mack here at UNLV. And it was a lot of fun, man. I took my 2 brothers with me. We had a great time, but I don't watch it anymore. But I know a lot of people watch WWE. And so he had, by the way, guys, this is a ledger. Look at that. That is a gold-plated ledger. Death Row Records, of course. Snoop Dogg's record label. I believe he bought Death Row Records. This was, Tupac was signed to this, and it was ran by Suge Knight and all that drama and stuff. And I believe now Snoop Dogg has taken over. And so we saw what Kanye did. Now, love Kanye or hate Kanye, I have no feelings towards him either way. When he got shut out of his JP Morgan Chase account, they froze like $200-some million, $100-some million. What is the next thing he wore? He wore a Satoshi hat. Because whether you agree with what he said or not, and I don't follow Kanye like that, so I'm not sure what he said. I'm not agreeing with what he said. But at the end of the day, if you're going to get your account frozen for speech, kind of scary.
Yeah.
When are we getting closed captions for the channel? Can't hear cheat on the plane. Crypto Billy, for you, my friend, I will look into that, but I have no idea your answer. And then this is a really funny video. So, Elon Musk has got a lot of kids. He's always talking about the birth rate going down in Japan, in the US. Less people are having kids, more infertility. And he's called this the greatest existential threat to mankind is low birth rates. And so this is a video. This is from Doge Dillionaire. And Elon Musk wants us to have more kids. Have you seen this, Rocco?
No.
This is really funny.
Listen.
If you are a parent, if you have kids, put a 1 in the chat. If you have kids, put a 1 in the chat. I have kids. I have 3 kids. And I just know what my reaction would be if this happened to me. And when you see this video, let me know how you would react if you were the parent and that was your kid. Dude, I would freak out. That's paint.
I don't think this is real.
How is that not real? What do you think? It's
real.
milk?
It's not real.
It's not real.
It's not real.
You don't think it's real?
I don't think so.
Why?
I think it's a stage. There's
So
no
the
way.
lady dumped. I mean, it is kind of.
It's staged.
I don't know if it's I don't know.
Drops right on the sofa. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't know if it was real, but the camera in the right angle. For me, I'm sorry.
Well, this could be a home camera.
I used to do that. We know with the not with a gun like that, but I used to have a little tube, and you would roll the paper, and then you blow. I don't know if it's something like here exists. And they things were. Yeah,
damn it, man. I was really like, yeah. I guess I can see it. Someone said there's no. What do you call it? What do you say? The stuff on the bottom where you put the cloth, drop cloth. There's no drop cloth. Okay, but let's just pretend it's real. Okay,
sorry.
Let's pretend it was. Damn it, Rocco. Let's pretend it was real paint.
Okay.
How would you react? How would you react if your kid made you fall off a ladder and you got paint all over your face? Man, I would blow my lid. I really would. Yeah. Flat Smack said nothing is real. I feel like now with AI, we really don't know what's real. Anyways, we have, so we're going to talk a little Elon, and we have a new iteration of the Twitter logo. And you can see here, guys, as you can see here, Doge is still there. Doge is still here. But we have a new iteration of the Twitter logo that I want to get you guys' opinion. But first, here, this is from Altcoin Daily tweeted this. Hear what Elon Musk had to say on 60 Minutes about the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Look at you.
No, I want to be clear. I do not respect the SEC. I do not respect them.
But you're abiding by the settlement, aren't you?
Because I respect the justice system.
Look at
Don't respect the SEC. Let me ask you this. How many entrepreneurs and people actually respect the SEC, right? They hide behind the guise of investor protection, and we're trying to protect people. We're helping people, and we're getting bad actors out of the space when in reality, that's not what they're doing. It's very obvious, right? The old saying, do as I do, not as I say, or don't do as I say, do as I, whatever that saying is. Words are cheap, and anyone could talk. Anyone can come out here and say, hey, I'm doing this for your benefit. But when you watch their actions and see what they're actually doing, are they really doing it for your protection? Are they really trying to help out retail investors? I forget, I was listening to a podcast, and what's happening is these companies are like, all right, fine, we're not going to operate in the US. We're just going to operate overseas. Now you got investors here in the US who still want and have exposure to crypto. And if they can't get it through regulated, I think it was a prime minister of one of the countries. If I can't get it here in the US, I'm getting it somewhere else. And if you really think the US is number one in regulations, we have the best securities market and the best rules and the best investor protection and the best this, and this, then would you really allow the people that want exposure to crypto and blockchain to go overseas and play in a sandbox that's not as regulated or as perfectly regulated or as good regulated as the US is. So again, watch what they do, not what they say. And then we have this. So even the mainstream media is picking up on this Doge thing. And so here is on Fox Business. And just let's watch.
What is with this stupid Dogecoin? There's a good start to the story. Is that Elon Musk changes the Twitter logo to the Doge, and the coin goes up, what, 30% or something?
Yeah, and they love you back too, by the way. So if you can only see it on your PC, on your actual, not on your mobile device, because I was looking on my mobile Twitter saying, where is this Dogecoin? I don't see a Dogecoin here, but you can see it. Apparently the Doge father, Elon Musk, he's fulfilling on his promise a year ago, only on Twitter, by the way, that the guy who started, the Wall Street Bets Reddit page?
You are familiar with it, yes.
But, okay, so that was what started the GameStop saga. So he promised the guy who started that a year from now, if he bought Twitter, that he would change the logo from a bird to a Dogecoin. Can you believe that drove up Dogecoin by 30% overnight?
Yeah, we can.
And Dogecoin is up 36,000% over the past 2 years before crashing last year. I checked the valuation. Dogecoin, joke coin as you call it, still worth $13 billion. And the trading volume was 50% of the actual float in the past 24 hours because of Elon Musk and the Doge father.
Okay, I really got to move on from there. You know what I mean? Our viewers demand we move on from the dog.
You're just squinting,
Yeah, do your viewers demand you move on?
No, I'm fascinated. I can never work out whether you really feel strongly about the dog coin or what's that other one that you just mentioned? What was that
one? The ape
coin.
I don't feel anything. I'm just reporting the news.
Is it a joke?
Although you feel very strongly.
What is a joke?
It's a different class.
Calm down, Boomer. All right, calm down.
To say something, the guy doesn't let it talk.
Let me ask you a question, Rocco. So we talked about this yesterday, and I talked to Robin on the phone after the show. And he seems to think it's more than just a ploy, right? After hearing, right, the whole Reddit thing, he promised that if he bought Twitter, this is a year ago, if he bought Twitter, he would change the logo. So do you think this is just to, and remember, we had that Doge lawsuit against Elon, $200 and some million that he asked the judge to drop. Do you think this is a middle finger to regulators and the SEC, or do you think something bigger is actually going to happen?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think so. First of all, say I'm in control. I follow the justice, but it doesn't mean what you say is right. It's gonna push DeFi, and Doge is promising. Maybe it's gonna be something else in the future. Who knows? It's gonna be, and that's I think what he's trying to do. He has the power to do it. He has the platform now. He has Twitter, and it can really help. Also, I know we just see here as a meme, like it just changed a logo in a company, but for other country, they are they don't have access to funds of banks. This is a major change. Imagine you can tweet and pay somebody with a tweet for a service, and all you need is a phone and a wallet in Twitter. Imagine that. Imagine if he can implement the PayPal system like he did a bit. Let's remember, he was one of the co-founder or whatever.
PayPal.
Yep. So this guy knows about payment too. So I mean, he can do a lot. He can do a lot.
That's interesting. And he has mentioned he thinks Doge is a better national currency than the dollar.
Yeah, well.
But you bring up an interesting point with the Twitter payment thing. We see it on Reddit, right? You can spend money, buy coins and badges. And if you really like someone's Reddit thread or research they do, you can essentially award them one of these badges that have a monetary value to them, like $50, $10, $1. And so I think we're going to see the same thing. Well, not think. I'm pretty sure we're going to see the same thing in Twitter. But is that going to be Doge or crypto payment, or is it going to be what Reddit is doing? So that'd be interesting. I would expect it to be more what Reddit is doing and have it in fiat. Do I think that, on Twitter now, you can accept, well, not now, but Bitcoin and ETH as tips? Will Doge be added to that? Probably. But I mentioned something about a logo. And so what do you think about this logo?
It's weird. Not the best, but it's okay.
You know, it's decent,
I
right?
think Elon can come up with something better with AI.
You think so?
Yes.
What if I told you this was AI?
Oh, well,
I actually don't know if it was AI or not, but it's pretty intriguing. You know,
I rather prefer something different, but it's okay. It's not my favorite.
what is the chat thing? Do you think if you had a choice between the bird or this, the OG Twitter logo or this Doge bird logo, which one would you pick? Put a 1 for OG, put a 2 for the Doge G. I'm curious to what you guys think. Trans Doge.
Yeah, that's for sure.
The Doge ate the bird, yeah. You know, let's while you guys vote on that, okay? 1 for the original Twitter logo, 2 for this one. Let me know what you guys think. While you guys do that, I want to see what we got going on in the chat. We got 115 people in here, only 65 likes. Por favor, guys, hit the like button. Help us out here. Let's get the stream out to more people. And let's see if you're new here, please say hello. I would love to personally welcome you and actually pronounce your name correctly for once. I don't really see anyone new in here. Did you see anyone new pop in here, Rocco?
I wasn't looking really. I was looking more at Miguel Costa say the crypto always seen as a joke. But you know, people's you can start to tell that it's getting under the skin of these people. You see the reporter from the a traditional news channel that was, you know, say, "Oh, it was stupid Doge."
The one we showed.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's getting under the skin, and eventually it will become no longer. You know, if Elon really goes through his plan, you know, people are gonna take it seriously. When I see a lot of money take off from whatever payment, and now people can use Twitter to pay stuff. You know, like imagine now you are logging into Twitter and you can check out, I don't know, in Amazon how you want to pay. You want to use PayPal or Twitter? You can go through the payment system. Who knows? You know?
I mean, if Twitter becomes a payment service,
it's gonna be
pretty
worldwide.
pretty big.
That's amazing.
You know, Elon should just buy a bank. He should just buy a bank and only have it be a crypto bank. That'd be great. Robin keeps saying Balenciaga Harry Potter. I don't have the link, so if you want me to show it, drop the link in the show document for today. Okay. And then we have this. So this is from that one movie. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain. And so will this remain? We're on day 2. We're on day 2 of the logo change. How long will it stay on for? Who knows? Looks like we have Luke in here. I haven't seen Luke in here. And Rajal. Hello. Indo here. What's up? Rajal, what's going on, Luke? How you guys doing? If you're new here, please say hello. All right. Let's move on to some more serious news. And, you know, I know I talk about this a lot, but I think it's important that we kind of keep up to date with what's going on, especially if you're living here in the U.S. Because if the day of reckoning comes and all of a sudden we see U.S. dollars being dumped on the domestic market here in the U.S. and U.S. dollars start flooding in here, we're going to have a problem. We're going to have a hyperinflation problem. And I want everyone in our community who watches us every single day, I want you guys to be aware and prepared and have a game plan, okay? This is not something that I conjured in my head. It's not something that I'm like, oh my God, no. This, like, we're seeing it every day. Here you go. Malaysia Prime Minister says there's no reason to continue to depend on the United States dollar. This is a trend we're seeing throughout countries across the world, whether in Asia, in the Middle East, South America, not Australia, even Europe, right? Well, Japan's not in Europe. Never mind. Japan's in Asia. Not as bad in geography as Robin is, but not very good. So something to keep an eye on. And then we had this as well. Saudi's Crown Prince, I forget what MBS stands for. That's his name, but says he is no longer interested in pleasing the United States. Now, this alliance, call it an alliance, call it U.S. given protection, whatever you want to call it, has been intact since the early 70s. Since the early 1970s. And we've seen over the last year, people are turning sour on the U.S. They're turning sour in the U.S. and they're turning to countries like China. Again, something to keep an eye on. Mohammed bin Salman. Yeah, that's his name. The Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. There you go. What's that Twitter link? Did you put that in there or is that Robin?
That's Robin.
Get that passport, Dave. Knoxville, I am getting that passport tomorrow, actually. All right, so let's see what Robin's talking about. He keeps talking about Harry Potter. He can't even leave me alone on this freaking day he's supposed to be off and hang out with his kid. All right, let's see what this guy's talking about. Just one more thing, Mr. No.
You're talking about the prediction that he did
No,
yesterday?
it's something about Balenciaga. Is it this one?
Oh, just click the...
I don't know. Let me click this link here. See what...
Yeah, it's the guy with the long hair and the bird. Yeah, that's the Robin Potter prediction.
Oh, this one? This is Balenciaga?
No, that's the link.
You are Balenciaga, Harry.
Oh. The hell is this?
I don't know.
Is that Snake?
What is the difference, Potter, between H&M and Balenciaga?
What the? That should be Gary Gensler.
After all, to the well-organized mind, Balenciaga is but the next great adventure.
This is weird.
Well,
You'll soon find out that some fashion is better than other, Potter.
There is no good and evil. There is only Balenciaga, and those too weak to seek it.
This is about as cringe as it gets. Thanks for that. What the hell is that? Man, Balenciaga's weird. I'm sorry. They're just weird. Do a lot of weird things. All right. What else do I got here? Oh, so I mentioned Malaysia. We have Saudi Arabia. We got Brazil. We got BRICS. We got India. We got Russia. We got Latin America. And here is one company, okay? Tether becomes the biggest buyer of U.S. treasuries. Now, Rocco, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
We've seen SEC go after BUSD. We heard rumors that they served a Wells notice to USDC Circle. We haven't heard anything about Tether, right?
No.
You think it's possibly because, and I'm not saying Tether is single-handedly holding up the treasuries market, but would you be stupid if you were the U.S. government when countries are starting to move away from the dollar to shutter or to target a stable coin that has close to $70 billion of your U.S. treasuries on their balance sheet? Is that a deterrent? You think that's enough to stop the U.S. government from going after a company like Tether?
The things I don't know okay. What is plan B? That's the other. What is the final the result? What did they try to achieve? I don't understand.
Who's trying
government,
to
United States government.
Oh, we know what they're trying to achieve. They see crypto and Bitcoin as a direct threat to their U.S. dollar, the hegemony of the dollar.
Yeah,
right. They're seeing it crumble everywhere, and they think crypto is a problem.
If a crypto is a problem, what is the alliance now with the China, Russia, and Emirates Arab? So what is the threat? It's not a threat. I mean, what is the plan to fix it? Or what? That's not understanding. Okay, you don't like one thing, so okay. So I'm gonna destroy everything. So
Right.
What is the plan? Okay, this doesn't work. People flee. Money they're worthless. What is the second plan? What is plan B? That's what I don't understand.
Rocco, they don't even want to understand what they're trying to regulate. You think they're really going to have a plan B? Hell no, they're not going to have a plan B. So here's this article from Coin Edition. Tether becomes the biggest buyer of U.S. treasuries, says the report. So a couple things I've highlighted here. Gabor Gurbax, the strategy advisor at the global investment firm VanEck, shared on Twitter that while foreign central banks are selling U.S. treasuries, the asset-backed stablecoin Tether is the biggest buyer. He said, quote, If Tether was a country, it'd be among the top 30 holders of U.S. Treasuries. Top 30 holders of U.S. Treasuries globally. Pretty big, man. And this is a chart of foreign banks selling off treasuries. We've also seen a massive uptick in foreign banks and central banks purchasing precious metals like gold and silver. The foreign central banks have been liquidating treasury holdings. Reportedly, the foreign holdings of treasury securities have fallen by $76 billion in the week through March 22nd to 2.86 trillion, creating the largest weekly decline since 2014. Let me explain why. Okay. Let me just take a second, right? I feel like sometimes us as content creators, we talk and we assume everyone knows something. So if you don't understand the importance of US Treasuries, let me break it down to you really, really quick. So US Treasuries is what the Treasury Department, what they auction off, and the money that they get from that is what helps fund the government, right? And so think about it as a Ponzi scheme, right? New money comes in, pays old investors, right? Whatever treasury security you hold to maturity, you get that full amount back plus your interest. And then, but if new money stops coming in, who's going to buy the new money that you need to pay the old money? And that's where debt default happens. Now, what happens if people, stop buying treasury securities? Obviously, you don't need me to tell you that if the government doesn't bring in enough money, they either have to default or shut down. Okay? That's what we keep hearing, raising the debt ceiling. Okay? Number two, if treasuries are dumped on the market, now you got a liquidity crisis in a bad way. You got too much out there. Now you either have to raise interest rates to get people to buy, or I don't even know if that would work because then people would buy the new ones, but you're going to have a crap load. So what's the Fed going to have to do? The Fed's going to have to scoop those up and put them on their balance sheet, what they did in 2020 and in 2008 as well, through quantitative easing. On top of that, if you got them dumping the dollar because they're not holding US treasuries anymore, then all that money supply, the trillions of dollars of circulating dollars, we don't feel the inflation of that now because a lot of that money is overseas. It's sitting in central banks. But if that money starts flowing back into our economy, for better term, we're screwed. We're screwed. And so this is the importance of the treasuries market. And so someone, I think it was Miguel Costa, said, genius move by Tether. Maybe it is, dude. Maybe it is, because if the government is faced with two options, okay, man, we really want to shut crypto down. Tether is the largest stablecoin. If we cut Tether's head off, it'll throw cutting Tether's head off will throw the crypto market into I don't even want to think about what would happen. It would be worse than Binance going under, in my opinion. Think about all the liquidity pairs, the USDT, $80 billion in the crypto industry, in the crypto market cap. So they're like, okay, we can do that. That'll really, really hone in on crypto. Like, they got no chance. But if we do that, that's $80 billion, $70 billion of US Treasury securities that helps run our government. So now they're stuck. What do we do? And so is this keeping them at bay? That's pretty interesting. All right, we got our special guest ready. Rocco, let's patch in my friend, Magic Into Money. Magic, what's going on?
Hey, how are you good? Oh, man, I'm busy.
I'm so happy, man, that today it's just me and you. I feel like Robin, I feel like we get to great conversations and Robin always just butts in with stupid memes and Balenciaga videos. All jokes aside, man, thank you so much for joining, brother. How you been?
Good, man. Been traveling, so been staying busy. Just got back to Kansas today.
Cool,
so,
man.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for making some time for us. Magic, I want to ask you, I'm not sure how much of my little rant you heard about Tether and the Treasury securities. Do you think this is kind of holding the U.S. government at bay, right? Because $70 billion in treasuries is a lot of money. Is Tether smart? Like, are they untouchable now because of what they're doing?
I honestly don't know. I don't have an opinion on it. That is out of my wheelhouse. You know me. I pretty much just autistically trade the charts. But I don't really mess with Tether. I don't mess with much in stable coins at all, to be very upfront with you guys. Through 2 cycles, I almost never hold stables. There's always FUD. There's always uncertainty. And we're not really sure what's going to happen with them. So for me, I do kind of shy away from them still. And I just protect myself from drawdown through hedging in the market. So that's kind of my strategy. But whatever the government's going to do is what they're going to do at this point. I'm not sure where it's going to go. I think regulation is going to come down the pipeline quickly. I just don't know that it's going to be favorable or the smartest avenue the first time around. So I kind of keep my head in the sand on that one. I wish I had more information or a better insight for you, but I don't.
No,
I don't want
man.
to talk out my behind either.
No. And I really appreciate that. Like if you're not up to date or comfortable speaking on something, then I would rather, and I've done it too. I'm like, look, I don't follow it enough to give an opinion on it, because everyone can sit there and give a BS opinion, but I think that'd be a disservice to people watching. So Magic, let's jump into the crypto market. So I'm going to pull up CoinMarketCap. We're going to look at the prices, and we're getting into some charts, all right? So we got market cap coming in at $1.18 trillion. Volume ticked up to 52 billion, thanks to Doge. Yesterday was under 40, if you guys remember, 38 billion, which is very low. Bitcoin dominance has fallen to 45.9%, and ETH dominance has gotten up to 19%. So people are taking profit or moving money away from Bitcoin and putting it into altcoins, and we can see that through the dominance. Speaking of Bitcoin, we're coming in at $28,230. Ethereum is pumping. It's up almost, it's over 7.5% over the last 7 days. We know in T-minus, I believe, 8 days, we're going to get that Shanghai upgrade, which, by the way, guys, if you're not familiar with the Shanghai upgrade, what it's going to do to the price, we did do a video on that on our channel a few weeks ago. Make sure to go watch that afterwards. But I want to start with ETH, Magic. What's the structure of the ETH chart telling you? Are we getting ready for a big move to the upside? Just kind of share your thoughts and kind of show us a chart if you got one.
Yeah, definitely. Let me get that up for you. I was just pulling up ETH. I got a couple charts on ETH. I chart both the USDT pair and the USD pair because there was more history on USDT on ATIS, which is a volume platform that I use. So I made this back in the summer for the guys over at Debate Crypto. So nothing has changed on these levels. This is the same range that we were looking for. We were looking for this single print right here to either be protected or lost. And if lost, well, you can see there's quite a bit of downside there. So you've come back into a merged value area low here at $1,418. Also, coincidentally, your previous all-time high. You're now coming into what's called a time price opportunity value area low on the high time frames, which is merging a lot of different data sets, basically. So it's not specifically one session, like a yearly session or a monthly. It's a lot of different information, more of like market structure. And you're starting to live above the profile value area low for the overall range. So you can now see where your point of control is at 2,600, and we could go on and on and on with higher targets. But for me, 2K is still going to be just a huge level. So I've been treating this as a range. And if you were looking to long this, you're really looking to take this back up to that $2,000 mark. And I believe I have it shown on the USD pair. I believe it was 1785 was like a monthly breaker for me, so that if we started closing above that, we could start looking for some really big levels. So yeah, your July high here. So if we go out to the monthly chart, what you're getting is considered 2 changes of behavior, very similar to how Bitcoin is setting up its move for upside as well. You've got this right here, and I'm going to go ahead and make it a solid line for you so that everyone can see it. So very basic technical analysis here. We have not closed above $1,785.10 on a material closing basis, aka monthly, since all the way back in July. And so you are now doing that. You can see that you did that here as well. You finally broke out of 1677, but for me, 1785 was always going to be the level, and you even got a really nice back test here. So now you're coming into an old quarterly average, which those are often respected, but not meant to be the end-all be-all. Now, what you do have up here is just like Bitcoin, where we did the mean reversion. If you remember back in December, we said the mean reversion for Bitcoin is going to be somewhere between 26 and 27K if you're just looking at the average. And the average for Ethereum is still coming in right around $1,988.70. So I'm looking for that still. Invalidation on that would just be a closure back below 1785. So for me, I don't know what the Shanghai upgrade is going to do for the price. I just know what the charts are telling me. The charts have said stay long. You're putting pressure and getting a change of behavior. If we see something that changes that opinion, obviously you want to reduce risk, things like that, and maybe adjust your plan a little bit. But for me, I'm still looking for this to come up to about 2K. And I imagine that's a big target for a lot of people. But if $2,000 is cracked, you do have some key levels that come in right around $2,457 or about $2,600 that we just looked at through the volume. So $2,000 is going to be a big level to have. And I think that getting through it on the first attempt is going to be quite the feat. If it does, I don't expect it. So I would expect resistance coming in soon. And that'll be a take profit area for me on just like intra-week trades. It's more of a swing trade.
Hey, Magic, let me ask you a question. And this is just an average person random question. If you had the option of, and you wanted to participate in the Ethereum ecosystem,
sure,
you got 100 ETH, 200 ETH, or whatever the case may be, are you more prone to stake your ETH and have to lock it up for a certain amount of time, or are you going to be more willing to stake your ETH if you know you can withdraw whenever you want?
If I could withdraw whenever I wanted, I would be more prone to do it. I've actually never staked anything. I'm purely a trader. And the reason I don't is I've been through several bear markets now. And it seems like people are always locked up in staking when, for lack of a better term, shit hits the fan. So I've never been a fan of the lockup, or keeping any kind of funds on exchanges that I don't have to. So if there was a better way to do it, I'm certainly open to it in the future. But until that system is like profoundly in place, I guess, and I'm not the best person at keeping up with this stuff. But once it is and it's safe, I would probably allocate a portion of my holdings to it. Not all of it though, because I think that you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You have to diversify your risk.
I agree. And the point I'm trying to make is even if you don't stake or follow, that question is pretty general. And so that is why a lot of people like Forrest, like myself, like Robin, we believe that once the withdrawals are released, or once you don't have to stake for a certain amount of time, or it's not locked up for an indefinite period of time, more money is going to flow into the staking on Ethereum, because now you can just pull it out whenever you want. There's no risk of, hey, what if this thing never launches? What if something goes wrong? And so we're talking about, people are asking, well, what's the price going to do? Now, of course, we're seeing a run up leading up to the Shanghai upgrade, but even after then, I think more money is going to flow. I mean, we're seeing less than 20% of all Ethereum staked, 20%. And you compare that to Cardano, Solana, Polkadot. It's like, it's not even close. And what's going to happen to the price of ETH if we even get to half of that, to 40%, to 45%? And so that's kind of my 2 cents, but continue.
No, yeah. I think the chart has a lot of opportunity, basically. I think the opportunities were coming, especially above 1418, as I mentioned, being the prior all-time high for one, which doesn't show here on Bybit because there's not enough data. But this is where I trade, so it's where I chart. You just kind of mentally note that. But being that merged value area low that we looked at earlier as well through the USDT pairing, because there was more info from Binance. Yeah, I mean, once you got above this level after the reclaim here, you had to know with this reaction, you were going to at least challenge 1785, and now you're looking for 2K. I do have the quarter one low marked here just because I have it marked on almost all the charts. That's a very important area. And the main reason being is, let's say we get a bigger push through this region, just like we have on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's was 26,724. We've obviously come up to 29. You can mark this high here from the summer. And the reason being is if you were to do something like this and get through this, everyone gets extra bullish, you get a rejection here. Now you're just looking to see if you swing fail the last range high here. And that comes in about 2031, and that's from August 2022. And if that's the case, then you've got, some severe downside where you can trade it back into the range, and maybe we get a bigger structure. But you don't know if that's going to happen. All you can really do is prepare for those types of scenarios as a trader and say, okay, if this happens, I do have a plan. I know what I'm going to do. But if it doesn't occur, I'm not going to fight the move. This isn't an automatic trade. So for me, I'm still looking for higher across assets. I've got no reason to really think the rally is over just yet. There will be pullbacks, of course. But some of my major targets for some of these assets haven't been hit yet. And altcoins have been lagging, as you've said. And that's very true a lot of times with Bitcoin, where altcoins will lag behind after a bear market starts to kind of end a little bit. And I'm not sure that the bear market's 100% over, but I kind of lean that way. I never get into the whole we're calling the bottom. I just believe on, hey, is this a good risk reward? And if so, we should probably have some skin in the game, right? So, looking for longs has just been the better play. You can't certainly be looking for shorts. So still looking at this as it has upside. It's just, what's the risk to reward from this area on fresh positions? So I will be averaging out of some of those some of those risk on positions as we hit higher targets, but I don't want to leave myself completely out of the market because there's always the chance it could go higher, especially if invalidations aren't hit. So for me, I'm just being patient, which is the hardest part of trading, I think, and even investing. People that are like buying and selling on on the sentiment or however the market's moving. The average viewer, I guess, that's not day trading or trading hundreds of times a year. They're trying to figure this out too, and sometimes people will take profits at 2K and it goes to 2,600, and that's where you get your FOMO buyers, where they get wrecked because they felt the need to have to be back involved and risk on. So that's how I view ETH. I think it's a very simple chart. Below 1785, not good. Anything above that, though, as long as you're holding that level, I think that you've got a good shot at $2,000, maybe higher over time.
And I think you hit the nail on the head, dude. Is the biggest thing is patience, right? And I fall into this, not being patient, and you wait, and then something big happens. You're like, oh my God, I should have gotten in. Let me get in now, and then you get wrecked. And so practice patience. I want to move from ETH to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, $28,192.99. What needs to happen for us to break through 30K? We keep getting to like that 29.2, 29.5. We just can't. We can't. A lot of people are saying it's sell pressure from the U.S. government. What needs to happen? Like obviously, volume or whatever, but are there any patterns that are kind of unfolding for Bitcoin? And what can we expect, for the price of Bitcoin over the next maybe week or so?
I mean, I'm not like a huge pattern trader by any means, obviously, but you do have, you could very easily say something like you have an apex forming. And so that's where I say patterns can be useful is they're just letting you know when a move is going to be coming, and it's your job to identify good risk management positions to take as a trader. So like, you're buying at support, not like in the middle of the range. But you can see here, this is locally just on the back half of our range shaping up for like a squeeze. We could expect some kind of a breakout probably coming in the next few days. And, it may end up being another fake out and we remain range bound. But for me, as of right now, I have no reason to believe that this won't attempt to get through this resistance. And it makes sense that you're getting a big consolidation here. Not only has the run up been pretty tremendous and fast, as you can see, but you've run into major resistance. And so one thing I'll bring up is, since we've broken down, and this is it is a volume type thing, but one metric I look at is I like to track things based on time and price, but I also like to track things based on market structure because, that's where the moves happen and they occur when you start breaking down. And without getting too deep into the weeds, you can already see that we have not broken back inside of a range from the upside. So like, for instance, this is the range we're battling right now. So you can see we've dumped out of our current range here, and we formed one before leaving that range and forming a new range down here. If you look back at Bitcoin's price, you had one here as well at like 45K. And I know I have this. At one point, TradingView has deleted and rearranged all of my files at one point. And I have probably got 1,000 things on this object tree, so I don't blame them one bit. But what you'll notice is you had a range here. You came up, you back tested the range, point of control actually in that instance before dumping. Right here, you had a range above you. You never broke back above. So your ranges are shifting down. So what you want to see is ranges start to shift up. You want to see them form just like anything else, an uptrend. And you're at the last range we were at before dumping down to like the 17.5, 15K lows here. So you are battling essentially a market structure change or a change of behavior. So it makes sense that this is a big area of resistance. And for me, as long as we're holding 24/7, you can see that's my box here. I'm pretty happy with the uptrend. Now, the moment we start living below 24/7, you do have some inefficiencies and some mean reversions down here right around 22.4 to 22.8. Very common region of the chart, getting rid of this box just really quick here that you would revisit. And you can see this was good support and resistance for us. It is essentially the average of price of the first 6 months of 2021 and then the September high from this past year. So that's what gave you these two levels and why they were mathematically important. And now you can see we're living above them, but we have left the highest amount of volume there untapped, meaning it's naked pointed controls from both the quarterly and from the monthly in March. So lines up with your gold pocket as well. So if we start breaking down from 26,724 and I described this when we got up here is that I will be trading these boxes, box to box. That's what you're going to be looking for. So we're still looking for that resolution, and 28.7, 26.50 is that overall low. That was the range low here. So once you break above that, I do think 30K is coming. You do have to be aware that maybe swing fail that and then come back down. But I really do think at that time, you're probably running up to this area here at 32 to 33,000. So I'm remaining pretty neutral here. I'm still long from 16.6. I'm actually not in any shorts. I have shorted this region on the first couple attempts, but I still have the expectation while we're holding, especially now that we've taken the lows. So one thing to note is you made a low, you've now swung fail and taken those people's stop losses right here. And you've now come in and you've taken these stops here locally from the buyers that were looking to try to long this breakout. And so if price remains putting pressure here and can actually make this move, I would expect to see 29K broken over time. I have no reason to think that it won't as of right now. My invalidation on that is this little blue box right here. Very simple. We lose this, I expect to see 24/7. Main reason being is I have some tools that I've made over time. They are just like anything else I do. They do follow a rhyme and a reason. And the quarterly from Q1, excuse me, I got the brush on still, is letting you know what your current trajectory looks like. And you can see we're battling the EQ right now. So this is a closed session regression. And essentially it's just letting you know what the trend is based on whatever you want to set your standard deviations to. And so I have my own specific settings. And now that it's closed, it's going to operate very well. So if we are to lose this blue box, we'll be living below the EQ of it. And I would expect to come down to the bottom of our trend and test 24,700. And that lines up really, really nicely with the value area high of the prior quarter that has closed on March 31st as well. And the other thing that you have in that region is going to be your quarterly pivot. So the average of price from the first 3 months is down here. So that's how I'm playing it. You know, if we start losing this box, I'm going to look for that downside. And then it becomes, is this going to be support? And if it's not, we could be in, unless we get a nice bear trap here, we could be in for some significant downside back into the range. And if we break below 22.4, I really kind of like turn my attention all the way back to the yearly open. And I know that's not a popular thing to say because it's all the way down at like 16, but that's so far away you can't trade for it right now. That's why I say I'm in no shorts. I'm only in longs. I'm expecting to see my boxes get tapped. And overall, I've watched Forrest, and I've been saying this too. We have very similar targets. My target is 38,922. Is what I'm looking to get fulfilled, this little box up here over time, if the rally is to get extended. If we get that really big extended rally and we don't see these signs of weakness in the chart over time coming into maybe May or into the summer, I would expect 38,922 up to 39,675 to be the region that I'm looking for. If it goes,
I know you probably get asked this question a lot, but I'm going to ask you again. You think the bottom is in for Bitcoin?
I closed my head short, if that helps anything. So when people always ask me that, I'll tell you how I'm positioned. I'm no longer short from last year. That giant hedge that I've been holding to protect capital and make some money is completely closed. So I'm only exposed long in the market. I have been since the beginning of January. And I let people know on Twitter. I just said, hey, it's time to get long from 16.6, and I won't be closing that until I see a reason to. So the bottom very well could be in. I lean closer to the bottom on Bitcoin being in. Let's say that there is a washout in the market and Bitcoin dominance is still going up. I would actually favor that Bitcoin doesn't make a new low, but altcoins might. And that would be, that might be a regulation type thing at that time, because altcoins are going to be affected by regulation far more than Bitcoin, in my opinion. I agree. Yeah. So
I 100% agree.
That's how I'm viewing it.
I 100% agree. And if you kind of want to hedge your risk a little bit and you want to be long, I mean, obviously, it's your money, do as you please, but I feel the same way you do. I'm just like, all right, what is the least riskiest cryptocurrency to trade or to hold on to right now when it comes to political or government, what's that word I'm looking for? If you're worried that the government's going to come in or step in or whatever the case may be, then Bitcoin is it. I think every single regulating entity has come out and said that Bitcoin is a commodity. And so that is the only currency, the cryptocurrency, digital asset that is flat out, it's a commodity. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Even the SEC, Gary Gensler, has said it. I want to shift to, you know what I'm going to ask for next, right?
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin. First and foremost, what are your overall thoughts on them changing the logo from the bird to the dog?
I mean, Elon likes Dogecoin. There's no bones about it. Like, the guy likes it. So I'm not surprised. When I saw it, I was like, oh man. And then I saw the 20% pump and I was like, of course it did. I was like, there's always something in the chart to let you know, and I'll kind of cover it for a little bit here. But Dogecoin, yeah, very interesting move. That's cool though. I like someone like Elon bringing even something like Dogecoin, which people widely regard as a meme coin or a shit coin, to the forefront of people's minds a little bit in a market like this. I believe I was using Doge on Bittrex. There we go. Yeah, so you can see I've got a global range up for Doge. And it never came back down to these lows. And that's a really good thing, because you'd be down there for a while if you started breaking down. So when we go to log, you can actually see what I'm talking about. This is a big area to hang on to. It's the last consolidation area right here before you have this giant inefficiency. There's nothing here price action wise. So if you were to break below this like 4 to 5 cent region, yeah, you're probably going to make a trip all the way down to sub penny land. And that's not ideal. But yeah, but there is a big reason why price did stop where it did. So I'm a big proponent of volume, as you know. And if we just zoom out and we say, okay, well, all price action considered, and I use Bittrex because it's got the most history that I could find in the moment. And you just turn on your VPVR. What you'll notice is this is your global point of control, meaning of all price action considered, this is the most volume that's been done in Doge's history. And it was down here at the bottom at 5.7 cents. That's where you should have been looking. And it was already marked when I came to this chart. So at some point I was looking at this, but yeah, this is your global POC right here. So you can see that you've come down back into this, highest volume ever done on Doge. You've found support, you've confirmed support. Now you're putting in higher lows. And then it becomes a question of, is this a mean reversion? What's going on? And you know me, I like to look at everything on the high time frame. So we'll do this very quickly because I've already marked these out pretty quick. This is your yearly chart. And one reason I love Doge is it has a ton of history. So again, you lose this 5.8 cent level, you can see where you're going. Your first target realistically is 1.8 cents, but you're probably coming down here just under a penny. So it's going to be fairly important to hang on to that. You could mark this out as your 2023 open if you wanted to. As you can see, that's the candle right here. So pretty key region. And I believe since now that the quarterly is closed, that should be, yeah, right here. You can see that you're quarterly and you're coming in off of these lows. So if this area of the chart is back tested, you really want to see this region hold, and it may be a great place to put on risk if seen again, right? So in terms of the 2023 open, that comes in here. And now I'm going to go ahead and start marking out the 2022 low. And the reason being is if we revisit 5.8 cents and you lose it, you do have the opportunity of watching the reaction of this level, meaning it could come down below it, sweep these stops, get everybody bearish, and then it could come back up. And this is where you want to be entering risk on positions, right? So it's always important to have it, even if it may not get hit. But as we go through, you can see that you've got that and you've got the 2022 high. So you now have a range here between the 2022 low and the 2022 high, and we know that 5.8 cents is probably the most important level on the chart between these two values. And you can really just start mapping out your chart from there. You can go back to here and you can say, okay, on the 12-month, last year's open, they settled up and no one was able to close above this level, creating kind of this like, you can see how it's, I don't know how, price turned from here, it took a turn. Anything above 17 cents was eaten up by sellers and price was pushed down. And now you're trying to establish support here and basically run these two ranges. So for me, as I start looking through Doge's chart, it's not a bad chart up here. To be honest with you, it'd make for a really easy trade over time. You've got a nice 6-month level here, and we'll go ahead and mark off some of the quarterly highs that stand to like be important. And that is going to come in here. So you can see this is your Q1 high from this year, and you can see you're living below it at about 10 cents flat. So you need to get above 10 cents. You hold above 10 cents, and I believe that this 12M level at 17 cents can be hit, and that's a pretty good move. That's 70% from where we are now almost. And if you were to mark that off with the Q4 high right here from last year, you could create like a zone. You could just create a box for yourself so that you're not trying to be exact with everything, because perfection in trading, as you've always heard me say, doesn't really exist that often. It does sometimes inside of a vacuum, but we shouldn't expect that. That's not healthy to expect. So just looking at it from here, I'm looking for 10 cents to get cracked. And if so, I would like to run it just above this local high at a minimum up to 12.67 cents. But I do think over time you could come all the way up here and tag this box. and that would be a pretty good trade between 15.84 and 17 cents. And that's going to create a really nice range. And you can see this right here. So you can see you've got like a breakdown of structure into these lows. You could very easily start marking this off as one giant consolidation. Also letting you know that you've come down, you've hit the high of the range, backtested your point of control. You've actually swept these lows from back in December, which is really nice. Barely got them, taking those stops. And if you close above this, I would expect to rotate this range in full, which brings you to that 13, 12 cent mark. But I'd still be looking up because this is where supply on the high time frames has been coming in over time. So I'd be looking into this region right here. And then anything above the 2022 high. And I think that you're really playing with fire if you're a risk on type of person, unless you think Doge is going to all-time highs, of course. Because then you could really just say anything above 17 cents and then 21, 25. And then realistically, I think you're running out of room to get out of that position with profit at 28 cents. Unless you're extra patient and you're Dogecoin, or what is it, Doge millionaire, the guy that's holding Doge forever, basically.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to be affected by this at all. What's that?
There's a lot of them that are holding it forever.
There are some people like that. You know, there's communities out there. There's strong communities like Doge, XRP, ADA. You know, the Matic is developing its own where people, I'm never selling I hear it all the time, never selling my Matic, stuff like that. So me, on the other hand, I'm looking for upside above 10 cents. However, if we come back down to 5 cents and into this like 2022 low, I would be willing on a good trade setup to get involved in this region of the chart potentially, assuming the rest of the market looks okay. You know, Bitcoin's not dumping, you know, back into like the sub 24/7 range, things like that. It would be fun. That would be a good trade. And I would just look to range trade it back again. So that's how I see it. I don't see any reason why this won't continue to try to come up here and hit some of these levels as of right now.
What's interesting to me is, you know, as a trader, just your mindset is a coin like Doge something you're comfortable in trading regularly, knowing that there's literally one person who can send out a tweet and the price can be shot either up or down? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I personally won't. I won't trade Doge too much. I did trade it a little bit in the last bull market. I was on my old channel before it was taken down. I was making individual altcoin requests from people, like just the general public, and Dogecoin came up a lot. And I remember calling for 25 cents on it from like 5. And so I did. I traded it, and then I sold at 25 and watched it go exponentially higher, obviously. But yeah, I'll do things like that occasionally. But, you know, the market dynamics at that time were really good. Bitcoin was obviously coming into a bull market. We're post-halving at that time. Right. You could throw a dart at the board and it was going to rip, you know. So Dogecoin, in those instances, yeah, I'll trade it. But in something like this where there's a little more ambiguity, I probably won't, especially, you know, what you just said. I don't look into that too much, but I know that's a factor. I'll trade, if I'm going to trade something, I'll trade something like XRP, really good liquidity. Very clean setups on it. It's a great day trading coin if you wanted to trade ranges. I don't know about Dogecoin necessarily, but Ethereum, XRP, some of the big caps, you can certainly day trade those pretty consistently. The volume and order flow are very clean. So I don't know that I can say the same about Doge.
Fair enough. And, you know, I was just interested in, you know, a lot of people, you know, obviously volatility is a good thing, but not all volatility is created equal, in my opinion. So
it's
Magic,
true.
Thank you so much, my friend. Is there, before we let you go, is there anything you would like to leave us with? And also, guys, if you want more Magic Internet Money, he does live stream, I believe, every single day at 7 a.m.,
yeah.
7 or 8 a.m., right? Pacific Standard Time?
Yeah. Be 9:15 a.m. Central Time, and then Eastern, that's 10:15, and that's 2 hours back, 7:15 your time, I guess, yeah. We've been every day pretty consistently. I missed 2 days because of travel, but it's all right.
Okay. If you want more Magic Internet Money, we dropped the link to his YouTube channel in the description of this video. Make sure to go click subscribe. And Magic, as always, my friend, thank you very much. We appreciate you joining us as always, and we look forward to bringing you on again.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks, brother. Take care.
Take care.
It was interesting. I know I asked that to a couple of people that I know, like personally, that trade. And they said the same thing. They don't want to be in active longs or shorts on Doge, especially on leverage, because one man tweets something and bam, the price skyrockets or the price just drastically falls. So we did have some breaking news. We have video footage of former President Donald Trump getting arrested. This is in New York. So he's facing 34 felony counts. And yeah, they're this is I have some opinions on this, but I'm not going to share it because, you know, this is not a political show. And I know people, especially when it comes to Donald Trump, people are super passionate against or for him. And I just know that when President Bill Clinton lied in front of everyone, some people called it perjury, and he lied about his whole scandal thing. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that. And then someone mentioned Trump's digital NFT cards, and they were down to 0.35. 0.35 ETH. They're now almost at half an ETH. If we take a look at the activity, the offers have gone up as well. I just saw
it's going to skyrocket. You'll see.
What happened?
It will skyrocket. For sure.
You think so?
Yeah. On the news, yeah.
So we've had a few that were bought over the last 30 minutes. 0.39. One was bought with 815 Matic, so about $900. And then 0.4 ETH, and then one was bought for almost half an ETH. And so nothing crazy is happening there. I wanted to recognize, so Big Chili Willy dropped a $5 super sticker at the beginning of the show. So Big Chili Willy, if you're still in here, my friend, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And to all of you that are here, we appreciate you as well. If you're new here, please say hello. And yeah. Okay. So I want to talk about the economy, the broader economy, right? Macro, right? Because we know how this thing kind of ties into crypto and just everything in general. And so we know one of the things that the Fed has been looking at is unemployment, okay? They're like, we can keep tightening because the labor market is tight, meaning unemployment rate is still down. There's still about 2 jobs for every working American, and that is what's driving inflation up via wage inflation and so on and so forth. So Google has announced they're cutting down on employee laptop services and, believe it or not, staplers for multi-year savings. I didn't believe it when I read it, but it's true. Google's finance chief, Ruth Porat, recently said in a rare company-wide email that the company is making cuts to employee services. These are big multi-year efforts, she said in an email. Our countrywide OKR on durable savings. They're cutting back on fitness classes, staplers, tape, and how frequently they replace laptops.
Okay.
How did staplers get in there? That's what I'm curious. How did staplers get in there? And then, of course, we have this meme. There's every Google employee right now. My stapler. You leave my stapler. And then this is from the Kobasi letter on Twitter. A Twitter, not really a thread, but kind of breaks everything down. So these are the largest layoffs of 2023 so far. Amazon, 27,000 employees. Google, 12,000 employees. Meta, 10,000 employees. So on and so forth. Coinbase laid off 25% of their employees. Indeed, Zoom, Glassdoor, Salesforce, Gemini, DocuSign. McDonald's is also laying off some of their corporate employees. There's 150,000 of them. How many of them are going to lay off? Who knows? Technology companies alone, we have seen 330,000 people laid off over the last year. So a few things are happening. Obviously, profits, revenue is going down, and also wage inflation, right? People are requesting more money. Right now, who holds the power is the workers, because there's so many job openings. If I'm at Amazon, I'm getting 70 grand a year. I can be like, hey, this company here, they're offering me 80K a year. So Amazon's like, do we cut the CEO's pay by 10 grand or no, you're fired. You're done. So we're seeing multiple of these things happen. We have the unemployment rate coming out on Friday. So in 3 days, unemployment rate comes out. I don't know if these numbers are going to reflect on that yet, but we'll see. What are you showing me, Rocco?
Let me put my mic on. So Gary Gensler just put out a tweet. But the funny part is when you go on the where the people reply. That's I can show it.
You can't? Oh my God.
But if you guys want to have fun, just go check the Gary Gensler latest tweet.
Go check Gary Gensler's latest tweet.
And go check in the comment right after what he tweet. It's funny. Yeah, you definitely want to check it out. That's fun.
Yeah, we're not going to show it on,
no, we can't
on the
show
show.
It, but I guess somebody has a...
Go check it out yourself, all right?
Yeah.
So will the Fed, so if unemployment rate gets up to that we're at 5 or 3.6. Get up to that 4%, 4.2%. Is that going to be enough for the Fed to start cutting rates? Who knows? But we're not getting the next FOMC meeting until May. But I am excited for the Fed minutes to come out over the next couple of weeks, as I will be reading that entire thing and I'll have a breakdown for everyone on this show. Let's move on to some FUD that we saw yesterday from Binance. Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao, also known as CZ, denounces the new FUD after unsubstantiated rumors spread through crypto Twitter. An apparently doctored image that made rounds on Twitter shows a photo of Binance CEO CZ on Interpol's Red Notice webpage, suggesting that the crypto titan is facing serious legal issues. A Red Notice is a request to law enforcement worldwide to locate and provisionally arrest a person pending extradition, surrender, or similar legal action. And of course, CZ responded, threw up the number 4, and said how FUD starts and then. Rumors that the Interpol is on the lookout for the whereabouts of CZ began when Kobe, crypto influencer Kobe, not Kobe Bryant, that's my legend, tweeted a SHA-256 hash which contained an encrypted message. And in that encrypted message, it read, Interpol Red Notice for CZ. Kobe himself says that the message was just an unlikely prediction and a rumor, and that no one should have been able to read it. But, well, guess what? People were able to read it. Now, Kobe is being accused of market manipulation. People are saying he had shorts in. I don't know Kobe, so I have no opinion on the guy. I don't know if that's what he did, if that was his intention. I do follow him on Twitter, so I know he shitposts a lot. So did it start off as a joke and it turned, because CoinDesk picked it up. There was another news article website that picked it up as well. I don't know. But we know it's not true. Okay, it was a rumored joke. But I have an intriguing question. So a lot of people are saying, hey, all of you that are rooting for Binance to fail, that is the worst thing you can do, because if Binance fails, crypto goes into the Stone Age. What are your thoughts on that, Rocco? We know Binance handles a crap load of volume. We know they're the largest exchange. But I want to point back to Mt. Gox in 2014. I don't know what the number is, but I know it was more than 85, 90% of all Bitcoin, which was in 2014, literally you were trading Bitcoin, Litecoin, and maybe Ethereum. And Doge was there too. So if 90% of of the Bitcoin buying and selling was happening on one exchange and that exchange went under and got hacked, what does that mean for Binance? I think looking at it now versus back in 2014, almost 10 years later, the space has matured. We have more players in the game. There's more liquidity across the board, not just Binance. I understand Binance controls the majority of it. But I don't think, and I'm not rooting for Binance to go under. I'm really not.
No.
I'm not. I know Rocco's not. I know Robin's not.
No.
Right? Unless they're screwing people over on a massive scale like FTX was, then yeah, I'd go under. But I don't think, even if something like Binance falters, that's the end of crypto. I think 2013, 2014 with Mt. Gox was much worse. But who knows? I'm sure we'll get more about this moving forward. But we do know that the U.S. government has it out for CZ. They keep making statements in reference to CZ's ties to China. We know the Biden administration is on a China tear right now. Anything linked to China, anyone linked to China, is getting scrutiny. They're getting the microscope put on them. And so, but as of right now, unless something changes, I think CZ's fine. I think Binance is fine. And so I guess this is something we'll just have to keep our eye on. Let's move on to
What is it?
So this is
Share capital?
remember GTX and OPNX? OPNX? Suzu, Kyle Davies, Three Arrows Capital. Mark Lamb, the guy who ran CoinFlex, who tried to raise money from its retail investors to pay back a whale that they screwed up on his liquidation. So their exchange is currently up and it's running. Crypto exchange backed by Three Arrows Capital founders launches with claims trading plans. Source from Cointelegraph. Sue Zhu and Kyle Davies, founders of 3AC, have announced the launch of the crypto project Open Exchange, also known as OPNX. Their chief executive officer, Leslie Lamb, that last name sounds familiar. Is she the wife of Mark Lamb, or the sister, or the mistress, or the mom, or I don't know who she is? Said the exchange was open to trade spot and futures immediately. This is what she had to say.
Hey guys, it's Leslie Lamb, CEO of Open Exchange. It's really great to meet many of you all around the world for the first time. Today, I'm incredibly excited to share that Open Exchange is now live. So you can go to openx.com and trade spot and futures. Look, we're here building OpenX because we want to help the industry. Right now, there are over 20 million claimants worldwide for FTX and Celsius and other platforms that are stuck waiting years just to access their funds, and we think they deserve better. So claims trading will be the next thing that we launch so that these claimants can have an opportunity to be made whole again. Really excited to share with you all what we've been working on, but I'll let our product do the talking.
Yeah, we'll let our product do the talking. Now, Rocco, this is just principle, right?
Yeah. Out of the windows.
It's out of the window, but you know,
out of the window.
I'm all for second chances, right? But,
Yeah.
but what are your thoughts on this? Would you trust the people that Kyle Davies and 3AC and this Mark Lamb guy who was destroyed for his recovery token thing he admitted, right? Is it the same as like, you know, Sam Bankman-Fried comes back to life and decides to open an exchange? Are you trusting these people, even if they're offering a service that's not available in the crypto market today?
The thing is that we were talking about is that the space is mature, and I think that the space is mature for people like this to take advantage. I don't think that, you know, until we're gonna have some serious people on the space, and the one that looks serious, they get attacked. I don't know. What is the difference between these people and 2014, 15, or 17 with Bitcoin?
Right.
What is the difference? Where is going to end? It will never end. There is always people that are going to take advantage. But I don't know. These people already were trying to do some shady stuff. I don't think they should be allowed to.
Like, we're less than a year, Kyle Davies and Suzu. We're less than a year.
It's like SBF is coming back tomorrow with a new exchange, and his sister open up a new exchange. You will go there. But many people don't remember, or they're just new to the space at all, so they will never notice the difference. They will not know the narrative. You know, we are in this crypto cloud or bubble that we breathe every day, but many people, they don't even know what is crypto, what is Bitcoin. Actually, if you say Bitcoin, oh, no, cash.
I think you hit the nail on the head. And our space is so new that we get tons of brand new people who have no idea about the history of our space that come in cycle after cycle. And they don't know that Kyle Davies and Suzu were
no, they don't even know.
I don't want to call them frauds, but at the very least, they lied to people. And they don't know what Mark Lamb did. And they don't know what Sam Bankman-Fried they know because it made headline news.
Maybe in a year from now, they wouldn't even remember.
People's memories are very short. They forget. So I don't know. But like for me personally, when it comes to money, if you're able to do something like Sam Bankman-Fried did, like Alex Mashinsky did, I'm all for second chances. But when you ruin people's lives, and when it comes to money, right? When it comes to money, even in our business, like me personally, I am always cognizant when it involves money. Everything has to be out in the open. It has to be precise. It has to be communicated properly. Like shady, lying. Like if I, for some reason, or someone from Sin City Studios decides to do something shady with money, you think I'm going to trust him again if he says, I'm really sorry? No, you're not. And the same thing with any business. And the same thing with these guys who are coming back from the dead. And I wouldn't be surprised if a couple years from now, at the height of the next bull market, we see Alex Mashinsky pop up again with a new product. Oh, I got a new exchange. I learned so much from what happened with Celsius. We're doing this differently. Hell no. If you did it again, if it's in you to fraud people when it comes to money, you will probably do it again.
Yeah,
so please don't trust those people.
I mean, it's okay if a business fails. It's not okay if you fail with somebody else's money. And then you claim that you want to reopen it.
And then you lie or you commit fraud or you steal. That's not okay. You know what is okay? Competition is okay. And I always say competition breeds excellence. And we have a competitor now. You can exchange ETH tokens as well. PancakeSwap, which is a decentralized exchange, or DEX for short, with more than 1.5 million unique users, introduced version 3 on the Ethereum and BNB chain networks on Monday, so yesterday. The upgraded platform will offer the cheapest fees for on-chain trades among counterparts such as SushiSwap and Uniswap, and increase returns for liquidity providers, allowing liquidity providers to concentrate their capital on smaller price ranges, a feature that results in higher fee earnings from the same amount of deposits, said the developer. So they got a different fee structure, which is pretty interesting. V3 will introduce 4 different trading fee tiers, 0.01, 0.05, 0.25, and 1%. Each token pair can have a liquidity pool for each fee tier, with asset pairs gravitating toward the tier where incentives for both liquidity providers and traders are most rewarding. This approach is designed to ensure a balance between traders paying the lowest fee tier while still incentivizing the highest possible liquidity for LPs, aka liquidity providers. This is very intriguing to me, right? So what you can essentially do is, if you don't have enough liquidity on one side for one token trading pair, you can incentivize these LPs. Hey, maybe instead of earning 0.05, you want to earn 0.25, or however that flip version works for the LPs. Move some money out of Aave and put it into, I don't know, I'm just using examples, the graph, whatever the case may be. And so we know more and more people have moved from centralized exchanges to decentralized exchanges, right? The DEXs. And it's because of the whole debacle with FTX. People don't feel like they can trust these centralized entities. And so this is only better for the space. And I've always talked about this. If we want to break the barrier down to the average person, okay, we need interoperability. Are we good, Rocco? Okay. We need interoperability. We need people to be able to be on one app, one wallet. And if I want to swap from ADA to ETH, from ETH to BNB, from BNB to Bitcoin, from Bitcoin to Cosmos, you get the point. We need that to be practical. I don't want to have to sit down with someone for an hour and be like, all right, so you're going to go to PancakeSwap. You're going to swap from BNB to BUSD. You're going to send BUSD to this wallet. You're going to swap BUSD to USDT. And then after you do that, you're going to send USDT to your MetaMask wallet. And then that's not practical. That's really not practical. So what do you guys think? Do you guys agree? You guys agree that's not practical? Do you believe we need interoperability for the crypto space to be adopted on a mass level? Let me know what you think. Put a 1 in the chat if you think yes. If you think no, don't put anything in the chat. And then I want to follow up with this news. Gucci's not an Italian company, right, Rocco? Some BS, bro. What about Salvatore Ferragamo? Italian for sure, 100%. Obviously, the way I said the name. So we know one person who loves Gucci, and that is Ben Armstrong from BitBoy. No, all jokes aside, Gucci is obviously, you don't need me to tell you, he's an extremely popular brand, right? Not high profile, but what's the word I'm looking for, Rocco? Luxury brand. They are dropping an other side pendant. Jack Daniels taps AR, Web3, and more. We're going to focus on the Gucci side of it. Luxury fashion house Gucci has designed a limited edition pendant for Yuga Labs' Other Side Metaverse, which will come in both physical and NFT forms. And it will be dubbed the Coda Pendant. And it will be launched on April 6th, so in 2 days. And this is kind of what it looks like. It looks like a little crab. Looks like a tick, actually. It doesn't look like a tick. But that is the symbol, the emblem of the CODA. That's what it's going to look like. And it's also going to come with an NFT as well. There will be a total of 3,333 on sale for a price of 450 ape coin, which is currently around $2,000. Once the NFTs are purchased, their CODA or vessel NFT metadata will be updated with the trait, resulting in a physical update to the token's associated animated character. So will those become more valuable now? And this was a tweet from Gucci's handle. And again, here you go. This is what it looks like. Pretty ugly. But then again, I'm not in the ecosystem. And then it is the first drop of a broader collection called Other Side Relics by Gucci, with the two brands being tight-lipped on what comes next. Yuga is, love them or hate them, man. They've done a phenomenal job marketing. They've done a phenomenal job bringing value to their NFT holders. I know Robin hates on them. If he was here, he'd probably say, no, this is BS. This is a ploy, blah, 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 blah. But hey, man, they're building a brand. They're building a brand. And so what are your thoughts on this, Rocco?
I don't know. I was trying to research if it's which is still Italian, so I kind of get lost in the Wikipedia. I know I watch even the movie; it's very nice. But other brands are starting to drop in the if you want a NFT world. I think I bought an NFT from the Diesel brand.
Like that's the jeans, right?
Yeah, they do. They have a more modern, if you want designs. And they start with the shoes. They did an airdrop, and then if you were buying, let's say, a chain, they will send the chain. It was either a code or something. Oh, I think we're gonna see this more. But I know if you ask me something particular, I wasn't listening.
No,
really.
I was just saying, are you along the lines of Robin? This is just a money grab, or do you like seeing things like this, right? From the traditional world, brands and companies integrating and partnering with Web3 and with NFT.
I think this is the future. You will see there are already some company like the glasses version. I think it's Gucci, or I don't remember if it's Gucci or something else, where they use augmented reality. And when you can have your face and they put the glass in your face, so you can actually try the glasses with augmented reality. So then you can maybe buy an NFT. It will become something in the future that is normal. I think this is just part of the evolution. And you already buy everything online. I don't see why you can buy high-end clothing already without going in the store.
Right. And who knows? Gucci might start integrating crypto payments in the stores.
Yeah.
Bradley Tishower said, I love crypto, but I'm an old-timer. It's way too complicated at the moment. Frosted Flake said same. So I'm saying, man, like we want this thing to be mass adopted and used every day and change the world and this and that. It has to be more practical, right? Barriers to entry have to be broken. Guys, we're done. We're done for today. Rocco, you got anything you want to say?
No, everything is okay. No, thank you for joining us. Tomorrow I'm gonna swap host. So I'm gonna have Rob and no. I'm
gonna get my passport tomorrow, and I gotta get there at 5 in the morning.
And tomorrow I'm gonna have Rob, but there has been 2 days off. So
yeah.
I can imagine how electric it's gonna be. So I need to bring a taser to calm me down.
Well, we know
flipping around.
There's gonna be one person who's very excited, and I'm starting to believe it's Robin's lover, Rico. Nothing but bring Rob back. He's coming back, my friend. So make sure to come back tomorrow, as Big Rob will be back. So what if that's Robin's burner account? You think it's Robin's burner account? I don't think so. Robin's living a secret life that we don't know. Either way, guys, make sure to check out all of our social media. Sin City Crypto 1 on Twitter, Sin City Crypto _1 on Instagram, Sin City Crypto 1 on TikTok and all the other places as well. Join our Discord. Also, if you want to support the channel, there's many different ways. That is, you'll find all those links in the description of this video. Also, we released our latest deep dive video. Make sure to go check that out. It's on Bitcoin halving, the importance, some price targets for you guys. So make sure to go check it out. Also, make sure to go check out some merchandise. at inandoutcrypto.com. You'll find Sin City Crypto merch and also more merch as well. That's right.
Bitcoin,
What is that? Is it what kind of material is that? Is that like
it's a sweatshirt?
Oh, that's a sweat.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, a sweatshirt.
that looks clean. It looked like a kind of looks like a.
This one I
athletic
actually use.
performance.
Yes, it's very nice. They wear a little tight. You know, that's so you gotta always.
But you're Italian. You guys wear tight clothes.
Yeah, I know, but when you are athletic, yes. But then otherwise, you wanna go extra large. When you eat too much pizza, you gotta go large.
How much barbecue pizza?
No barbecue pizza. No, the barbecue pizza. One day, you're gonna convert.
Rocco, for your birthday, I'm gonna bring you a barbecue chicken pizza.
No, there's no way. I'm gonna bring you a good pizza, and then you're gonna understand it.
Whatever. Anyways, with that being said, Rocco.
Yes, it's time.
Guys, it's been a pleasure to host this channel with just me and Rocco over the last couple of days. Unfortunately, Robin will be back tomorrow, but I won't be here, but we'll all three be back on Thursday. But make sure to come back tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. On behalf of myself and Rocco, we love you guys. And Rocco's not afraid to say, Rocco, tell me you love him.
I love them.
I love them. Robin will never say it. We love you guys. Until tomorrow.
Peace.